bottom. Any other way of controlling the cards, it doesn't matter. Suit yourself, whatever your favourite moves may be. Now, I want them both at the top, so the way I manage that is to do an overhand shuffle, pulling off two together, lifting those up, and then shuffling off and throwing the pair together on top. So now, this is the first card, this is the second card. Okay, you show the aces, you talk about the negative charge. You flip over the upper card, nothing fake so far. You take it off. In this fashion, you're holding the packet of aces between third finger and thumb, first and second fingers extended, holding the chosen card. You can flash it again, put it one from the bottom. You can flash it yet again as you push it square. Count genuinely. It was one from the face when I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards genuinely. It's now one from the back. In the right position for me to now to show that it's vanished and that I've got nothing here but 1, 2, 3 aces. Just using the Edward Victor double push-off in order to conceal the chosen card. But to make things work out on the next move, last ace to the back. Now, almost as a casual afterthought, turn the cards face down. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Again, a double push-off, second from last, in jogged. And as I square up, I take a break below and a break above, like that. I cut at the break below. The cards below my thumb break now are bottom first chosen card and then an ace. Now you turn to the second spectator. What was the second spectator's card? Rappel it to the top, there it is, turn it over, and as you flip it back you drop both those cards. So the next card you take off is the ace. Pretend to put the chosen card back in. In fact, you're putting the ace back in. You've only got 4 cards. You can use the Alex Elmsley count to show 4 cards as 5. Make a bit of a thing about it. And the second chosen card has vanished. End of first stage. To get them back, the 2 chosen cards are on top of the pack. I double cut 1 to the face and then ask the spectator to cut into 4 packets, and the spectator does so. It doesn't matter. You need to keep track of them. And the spectator puts the 4 aces face up on any packet, which is a completely irrelevant free choice, so you make the most of it. Ideally, you hope that the end cards will not be the same colour. It just makes a slightly prettier picture at the very end. Suppose it's as shown. You pick up the packet, which was the top card. Double cut 2 cards to the face. Drop them on one of the centre packets, preferably one that had an ace of the same colour. Pick up what was the bottom packet. Double cut 1 card from the face to the top. Drop them on the growing packet. Last lot, double cut single card, top to bottom, drop them on top of all. And you can talk about changing the charge on the aces, the attractive aces, spreading them out. And what you've done now, surely by putting the cards where you wanted them to be put, there's no real magic involved. You've got the first chosen card between the aces on the left. You've got the second chosen card between the aces on your right. That's it. Now this is a trick in which, for an exception, I don't try to find the card finds itself. I'll show you what I mean. You like to take out some card, it doesn't matter which one. Have a look and show it around. Let everybody see it. And push it back, right. Okay. There's your card somewhere in the middle of the pack. Right. We'll shuffle the cards. So your card is somewhere or other in here. Now, in order to let the card find itself, it does need a bit of help, and it needs some help from you. So will you in fact tell everybody what the name of your card was?
The Ace of Hearts.
The Ace of Hearts. Now, that's an easy card to remember. Will you both think of that card hard, and we'll see how it manages. Are you thinking of it?
Yes.
Doesn't seem to be making much difference. No, something's moving. I can't see it from this side. Would that, by any chance, be the Ace of Hearts? I should. This is just a development of the ancient jumping card trick. Here's my variation on the jumping card fake. The old one, remember, used to be a piece of elastic band cut and then stapled to a couple of cards. I wanted to make it as flat as possible. I don't know if you can see. What I've done is to cut 2 holes here with tabs. I cut the holes first. And in fact, when I first cut the tabs, I cut them, about so much, about twice their present length. Then I split them very carefully, and the extra length gave room for mistakes. Peeled them right back, and then I took a length of this rubber. And I'm not quite sure what you call it over here in the States. My original rubber came from the elasticated top of an old pair of socks I had. But it worked. You cut about 2 inches. You split the tabs, as I said, and I used rubber cement to glue the rubber in from one to the other. You see, the tabs are mirror images of each other, so that when the cards are both facing in the same way, one has the tab on the right, one has the tab on the back. And with rubber cement or whatever more modern adhesive you find is more suitable, you glue this in so that it can lie within the gap that you've held. And in that way, you can produce a fake which really lies very close. It can be in the pack, and it doesn't bulge the pack out. Now, I must say, this was the fake that I produced 30 years ago, and technology has improved since then. And Gary here has produced a lovely fake, which I want him to get to make some of them for me, which is better than mine. But this is the one that's in the book. This works. So that's the fake. For the routine, the way I like to do it now, again, very slightly different than the book. Suppose I'm using an additional to an existing full pack of cards. I put 26 of the cards above and 26 of the cards below and have the fake towards me. That's the starting position. In that position, you can spread the cards. It doesn't show up. You can fan the cards and so on. Ready to go, I cut the cards a wee bit below and hold the break. And I fan the cards and have somebody choose. If they chose a card from above the break, then I run 1 more card before they put it back. If they choose a card from below the break, then it's put back at the break. Either way, it is now exactly 26 from the fake. At this point, I usually put in a false overhand shuffle of some kind. But finally, I cut so that the break is about 13 or so from the bottom of the pack. And I do an out-weave shuffle. It doesn't have to be exact all the way, but if it's not an exact cut, you need to make the end corrections that I talked about in the weave book. So in this case, I cut one card too little with the right hand. I got more on the left hand, so I've woven so there are 2 cards from the right hand packet above and 1 card below. Push them in. Now the chosen card will try to come out at the rear end, which is hidden. So you can interrupt, fan the cards in one hand as you pause and chat. When you're ready to go, square up and turn end for end, and you spread the cards in your hand in a very deliberate fashion into a fan. And this is the way I do it. I've got